I think we could start, no? Otherwise, it would take long time and we might exceed with the time.
A warm and hearty welcome to one and all present here. This Saturday is going to be a memorable one. The ensemble is sure to dispel the enigma between art and academics and highlight on integrating art into academics. We are pleased to welcome the presenters, Ms. Lalita Madam, Ms. Sailata Madam, and Ms. Gauri Prabha Madam. They are well experienced and accomplished personality in the academic segments. As we have received so many queries about how to inculcate the art integration in an institution, so our volunteer principals were kind enough to share and enlighten us on this particular topic. So we hereby once again welcome all the speakers of this session. The flow of the presentation shall start with Ms. Lalita Madam, then moving on to Ms. Sai Lalita Madam, and finally by Ms. Gauri Prabha Madam. We request Lalita Madam to start her presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Namaste and good evening to everybody, all the educators. And a special thanks to Subbarao sir, who is always a motivator and a resource who likes to share and experience new learning. Thank you, sir. Today, and I would exclusively thank Ms. Sailata and Ms. Gauri Prabha for the last minute incorporation of this, because they are busy. I am on leave, but still, they are busy and they have taken time to do this, to collate this. So basically, this is a sharing platform. And as rightly put, we have all done something, but if there are people who have better ideas, yes, it is an open forum to take it forward. So without wasting much time, may I request Ms. Sailata to take it forward and show how grade-wise, subject-wise, what activity can be incorporated. And later on, Ms. Gauri Prabha will take it forward, how the online presentation could be done. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Ms. Sailata, may I request you to take over?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Lalita, ma'am. I really thank VSR sir for introducing me to this platform. I will just share my screen and I will start the presentation. See, as I mentioned, it is just understanding the implementation of art integration, because whatever CBSE prescribes, nobody is there to say that I am wrong, you are right, or how to implement, because art is a very vast subject. For me, art can be drawing, for some other art can be sketching, for some other art can be music, art can be dance. We have different types of arts. That is the reason we categorize them as performing arts, and different kinds of arts. So these are, whatever I am showing here is given in the circular which was given by CBSE to all of us to help us to integrate in our curriculum. It is not mandatory that everything has to be imbibed in each and every chapter, but as per the guidelines given, we can take any part of this and we can integrate this in our curriculum in any grade, so that the children will learn in a better way. Here, whatever they have given are role play, arts exhibition, video or filmmaking, photography, slideshow or PPTs, paper quilling, paper make, beads of grains, designing through Photoshop and other apps, visit to historical places, monuments and make documents, sketching, sculpture, clay modeling, dance performance, reservoir using waste material, jewelry, making, beautifying your house, base building, choreography, brochure making and flyer, document making, musical presentation of any of theater, drama, nukkad, culinary art, textile designing, block printing, painting, organizing, and there are different things which CBSE has given. We have, at our school level, we have taken some things which are apt for the children, and during this pandemic, which can be done at their home with limited resources. Because if you see, visiting a museum or visiting a historical place is not feasible in this pandemic situation. And we can't ask them to do a NUCCAD where there is a group activity or where they need to go and do some research. And organizing art events, that is not possible during this online thing. So we have selected some chapters related to some topics and we have integrated in our school. The first thing, if you are going to select anything, first you select the grade and you select a subject. Everyone will think that why should we select a subject first? But this thing includes the planning from planning. We require the planning from the teacher's side, because they are the ones who are going to implement and they know the micro concepts and the concepts which are there, which can be imbibed in the art. So first thing, we need to have a meeting with our teachers, with our art teacher, and with the curriculum in hand. You need to select a subject, you select a topic from that, and you select the micro concept. You can't have a vast topic and then you will not understand how to integrate that. So you need to have a micro concept, then you plan, and then that is the final part which comes to the implementation. Now I'm going to show you grade wise how we did at our school. Grade 1, this is the art integration activity. We have selected clay modeling, because that is the thing which is feasible, which the children will have at home, or they can make with their dough. With atta, they can make dough and do the clay modeling. It need not be the real clay. So for English, they had the chapter of the moon and stars, where they made all the things and they have stuck to a paper and they have given the presentation. In maths, if you take, they have done shapes and measurements. And EVS, plants around us. The parts of the plants, they have done clay modeling. And 3D modeling also, we have asked them to do. How means they take atta in their hand and they press the pressing part. They press the leaf and they remove it and they dry it in the sun, so that they will get the imprint of the leaf. And Hindi, Falon ke naam, they were asked to make different fruits with the clay, so that they will have the hands-on experience on making the fruit. They will know how the fruit looks like and the shape. And in Kannada, because we did not have any other option, just to form the letter using the clay to know the structure of the alphabet. If we go to grade 2, grade 1 and 2, we have taken the same clay modeling. In English, they had the rainbow fish chapter, which was done. And in mathematics, 3D shapes. In reality, how the 3D shape, how your water bottle looks with the clay, you just make a cylinder, you make a spoon. Whatever resources are at home, seeing the spoon at home, you just make a 3D shape, how it looks. All that was done. And EVS, plants around us, the germination part. You just soak some seeds. It was like an experiment. You soak a seed, the sprout comes out. So the 3D part and using the clay, they were asked to write the different days. They were asked to make the different days, means how the germination happened on each day. The same thing they did in the clay and they represented. And Hindi, it was just Vachan. In Kannada, numbers and Gunitakshara, it was just the shapes they had to make in clay. It was for grade 1 and 2. Grade 3, we have taken art out of waste. That means there was one thing in the first thing where I have shown that reorganizing your house, removing the clutter, art out of waste. So English, they had a chapter of the royal gift. Maths, again, the same shapes and patterns. In EVS, the homes of birds and the shelter homes. With the scrap papers, what they have, with the hay, with the broomstick, what they have at home. The edges they can cut, and they made the homes, the nests of birds. And with the toothpicks, they made whatever we feel that which it can be reusable, or which the waste from the waste products, shreds of paper, or from the waste cloth material, what they have. The shreds of the cloth pieces were cut and they were made, they were asked to make the homes of birds, and even tents were also made. SST, if you see changes around us, what are the changes you see? If you see the climate, if you see, it is completely dry with the wasting, they showed the dry one. Then after that, the snow, so the different seasons they can show. Then Hindi, it is the Vasant Ritu chapter, what they had in the textbook, that they depicted. And Kannada, it is Chittagalu, what they have depicted using the waste material, what they have at home. The same thing, grade 3 and 4, we have opted the same, like how grade 1 and 2, we have taken the clay modeling. Grade 3 and 4, we have taken art out of waste. In English, there was a chapter where the sick young dragon, they depicted the forest where the dragon lived using the plant, dried plants, the same thing, how the bird's nest was made, the similarly they made it. And math fractions with the empty cardboard boxes, they were asked to make different sizes, and were asked to show what is the fraction part of that. They depicted a pizza. They just put different colors of clay on that. This is the pizza part, one slice. If you remove, this is 1/3, 1/6 part. All the fractions they have learned through this. And science, human body. Using the water bottles, using the small thin tubes, the waste thing, they have depicted that these two are the lungs. Even though it is not a part of their proper curriculum, but thinking out of the box from the waste, what can be depicted, what parts can be shown using the waste material from home. Okay, that they have done using that. And social studies, political divisions of using the waste paper, they have colored the waste paper and they have cut into different states and they have stuck and they made the India map. This is the political division, this is the physical division they have shown in social studies. And in Hindi, Prakriti or Manushya, that is the chapter which was selected for this art out of waste. When we go to grade 5, we have selected painting. And in English, they have a chapter which is art is for everyone, where they have different art forms. So it was very easy for the teachers to conduct the activity. In mathematics, symmetry and 3D figures is a chapter related to painting. And in science, pollination, different, the painting of different flowers, the pollination, all that was asked to paint. And in social studies, as they had the natural vegetation chapter, it was very easy for the teachers that you paint this part, you paint this part. So all the students painted different parts of vegetation. And when they presented on a screen, it came out really well. And in Hindi, they had a chapter, Mehu Everest. It was completely about Mount Everest. They were asked to sketch about the locations. And in grade 6, we have selected photography, where in English, they had desert animals, where they had to take out the pictures. They were asked to collect the pictures of desert animals. But when it came to maths, they were asked to just check out in which angle, because all the students have mobiles at home and they know how to take selfies. Now, which angle, if they keep the mobile at which angle, how the light flow is there, how which angle and which measurement the photography is good. That was taught in maths. And science, they were really happy when they understood the light, shadow, and reflection. This is how the light flows. This is how the shadow, the reflection part will happen. The photography is affected because of that. And in social studies, we have taken Indian climate and vegetation. We have asked them to collect the pictures of different photographers who have taken good pictures of that. And in Hindi, whatever poem had any pictures related to the poems, we were asked to depict. Grade 7, we have taken sketching. In English, there was a poem called Meadow Surprises. And in maths, we have taken lines and angles, where they had to sketch different angles and different structures. In science, it is transport of plants and animals. And in social, monuments and architecture. Actually, this came out really well compared to other topics, because the architecture and monuments, they had to do it geometrically and they really did the drawing very well. And in Hindi, the Himalaya or Hum, it is a poem, is a chapter where they had to do the sketching of the Himalayas and the people living in the nearby areas of Himalayas. And in Kannada, they have a chapter, Sanskriti, where they had to depict the Sanskriti of the Kannadigas and how they live, and it is a sketching about their culture. When we go to grade 8, we had the activity of making a flyer or brochure. In this English, they had a short monsoon diary. On this, they made a brochure. In math, they made a flyer of 3D figures and where it is used in the real life. In science, biodiversity, they have taken. And in social, they have done historical monuments. They have made a brochure of the historical monuments of India and what is the importance of that. And if we visit, what are the things which we can see there and their greatness. Hindi, Shore Par Zor Kyun, and Kannada, Importance of Water, those both flyers were made for grade 8. When we go to grade 9, the activity was PPT presentation. In English, it was Sound of Music and Bond of Love. Each class is divided into, if one class, the strength of the class is 30, each class is divided into 5 groups, and each part of the concept is given to one group so that they make the PPT and they will be thorough with that and they will present as a group activity. In maths, they have congruency of triangles. Each congruency property is given to one group. And in science, is matter around the sphere is a part of chemistry where the PPT was made by the students and presented in the class. In social, the different parts of French Revolution also was given amongst the different children and it has been shared and they have presented it well. The same with Hindi and Kannada. Atidi Tum Kab Jaoge is the lesson which they have done the presentation. And Kannada, Janapada Keligalu is the one which they have shown. The last one, when we go to grade 10, they have done role play. English, there is a lesson called proposal, where different characters are being assigned to different children. And on the same day, one after another, in the live class, they will be doing their roles. In math, surface area and volumes is a chapter which we have given. They need to tell their weight, they need to tell their height and how much is the surface, means what is your weight, what is your height. If you reduce this much height, will your volume reduce? It is a practical type of, it was a funny activity, actually role play, surface area and volumes. In science, natural resources we have taken. And in social political parties, actually all the children have taken, each one represented one political party and they had a real assembly conducted in the online session, which actually happened for more than 2 periods, where we were not able to stop their debating when they started the role play. And in Hindi, you know, the chapter there is in grade 10 Harihar Kaka, where they depicted the roles, and in Kannada, there is a chapter called Shabari, where they have done the role play. Yeah, these are the ones which we have done at our school level, and the same thing we have entered in the CBSE online thing.
Thank you, Sailata, for the detailed presentation. Now over to Ms. Gauri Prabha.
Hello, everyone. I am Gauri Prabha, principal of Gurukul School. I hope I am audible to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Actually, basically, art integration is dependent on the art curriculum what you have strong in your school. Okay, for first of all, what is the arts you are going to introduce at what age of the class? So that it depicts on how much art activity you are going to introduce in the class. Like how Sailata ma'am has done one clay modeling for first standard. That means the drawing teacher or your visual art teacher should introduce pottery or clay modeling in the section in his class. Then only the child is able to mold the clay. So your art curriculum from first standard to 10th standard becomes very strong. At what age are you going to introduce what art form? So first of all, for that, you need to have planning of art. In our Gurukul school, we introduce first standard only pencil sketching and clay modeling. So whatever activities the teacher would teach in first standard, it should integrate to that art what he is doing in his art class, so that it is helpful for the child to understand the concept as well as enjoy and joyfully learn what he has to learn. Same way in second standard, we start with music. So then the child will start writing the small poems, or whatever textbook poems are there, he can start reciting, giving a tune. So the child learns music as well as the song which he has to write in his paper. So that is the whole agenda of integrating art in your curriculum, is to making the child understand better and strong. And as well as the child should joyfully learn without even having stress of learn, he should finish his learning. So that is the agenda behind having art integration in your curriculum. So what we usually do is, what is that art form we have introduced in that class? That same art form we integrate with the subject. For example, in the first standard, if I'm using clay modeling, as she said, the same clay modeling would be used by the other teachers to introduce their subject. Same way, even not only this clay modeling, it would be having pencil shading also, pencil drawings or coloring. So such activities which is helpful for the child because he knows knowledge of the art. It's easy for the child to go home and do these activities or sit with his friends and work out because he knows that art form. So first of all, introducing the art integration in your subject, whether the child knows that art is a question. So for which you need to have a strong art curriculum from 1st standard to 10th standard, sitting with your performing art teacher, as well as your visual art teacher, as well as your computer teacher, because all the graphics, PPTs, Excel sheets, whatever we are documentation, these are also dependent on the child, whether the knowledge of, if I tell the child of 1st standard or 3rd standard to do a Word document, it doesn't really make sense. But whereas a 6th standard child is told to give some documentation work through a MS Word. So that means the MS Word must have been introduced in his class, which is very, very important. The same way, the child teacher has to sit, a class teacher has to sit with all her 6 subjects and then see which is the art form introduced. Then they sit and merge the art integrate. So that is your first stage of integrating to your subject, for which you need to have planning. I'll just show you my planning first. So this is a, so if you see here, what we usually do in the beginning of the year is each HOD, that means the senior teacher of 9th and 10th, he will sit with the teachers of science from 1st standard to 10th standard and think what is that particular art we can introduce to the multiple assessment or subject enrichment. Actually, when you present a lesson, almost all your lessons, you have some integrated art, integrated work. Let it be a presentation, let it be a work to do with clay modeling, or let it be a flyer, let it be a collage making. All those things we introduce in each chapter actually, because that is the most funniest way of learning concepts. So, but it's very important for the as a coordinator or a subject coordinator who will sit with all the teachers of 1st standard to 10th standard and make a proper planning. Because without this, we as principals, we will not be able to handle the website uploading. So when I have to upload, I must know in 1st standard what are the activities it is done, and 3rd standard what is done, 6th standard what is done. So for which they have to give us documentation, for which is very essential, which has to come in the beginning of the year. So, like this, each teacher gives me a document which says that these are the activities she is going to include to me in multiple assessment or subject enrichment. So this is how it works for us in our school. Okay, so next step, what we do is after planning. Now, if supposingly now at the end of 6th standard, if we are introducing computer classes, how many periods of computers can this integrated activities, can it go beyond this? Supposingly it is a documentation work, then if does the child have enough time to do it in your classroom, or does it needs a computer class? All those things aspects. If it is a group study, now supposingly now if we are doing a group activity, even today we are doing a group activity where children are themselves making Zoom IDs and making a group and giving us activities. That is, children at this generation are very well versed in doing all this. I have 10th standard projects with graphics. I have 10th standard projects with animations. We have video making. We have photography, for which there is a lot of skill based. But this skill must have been already done by the child in previous classes, or the knowledge of this art is a must before you do or introduce anything. So my presentation today is going to be how you are going to upload this particular thing in your website. So I will show you the slide. Okay, when you enter with your password. Then you come to the page number 1. That is your part 1. Part 1 includes your art teacher's name. It can be more than one, or it can be more than any numbers. Because in our school, we have 2 full-time teachers. So I have included only 2 full-timers. But as well as, along with this, I have nearly 6 part-time teachers who come as, we have Kalari Payattu, we have this, what is that?
Gauri ma'am. Gauri ma'am, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Many are confused on this part, so I request you to take it to the slideshow so that they can see the big screen and understand it much better from your expertise.
Sorry, I am.
No worries, ma'am. Right side. Yeah.
Madam, just go to the bottommost area.
Bottommost
area. Sorry, ma'am.
No, I think I missed it out. Let me stop and get it back again.
In the PPT, just go to the bottom area. You will have the slide button. Yeah, you have to go back now.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, here. How do I do, sir? From here?
Yeah, come down now. At the bottom, you will see that projectors button near the Zoom window. Bottom, right hand side corner. Yeah. There you are.
Yeah.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
So once you log in, this is the part one what you will get. Okay. There are 2 full-time teachers for me, but you can include more than 2 also. You can also include your computer teachers also, because they're also having graphics and PPTs and all those things. That is also, but these are 2 for me: visual performing teacher and art teacher. So these are the 2 teachers whom I have. So you need to enter their name, you need to enter their mobile number, and then you need to add them. So as soon as you add, it will come down. Okay. As soon as you add, it will come down. Again, it will show empty blocks. Again, you add the second name, second mobile number. It will get into the next name. So same way you will have to continue with the number of names you want. Okay, this is part 2. Okay, in the part 2, when you go, this is actually basically your art classes what you have. It is not integrated training. It's only art activity. Okay, this is the art activity what you are including. This will ask you how many periods or how much time slot are you giving to the each class. Okay, so you need to select class here. For example, if here it is class 1, then you put in a day, whether it is Wednesday, whether it is Thursday, and then you give the time slot. Time slot is the initial start time. It is a period of 40 minutes. Now my time starts at 2:30 and it's end at 3:10. So therefore, here if you see Monday, 3:51 class and 1:10. So that means 1:10 to 1:10 to 1:50. There was one more previous class, and which was of 3rd standard. So same way you will actually allot the timetable of the art classes. This is not integration. This is the art classes. This is your page number 2. Okay. Then we come to the part number 3. The part number 3 will ask you the art activities which you do along with your in the class. In each class, what are the art activities are you doing it? For example, now art activity, for example, as per the syllabus, now ma'am has said, 1st standard she introduced clay modeling. So that means the art activity as per the syllabus was art clay modeling. And in that number of students, how many number did you participate? Was it a group activity? You can tell group of 4 or 5. Or if it is 25 students, each one did individual. So I have entered it as 25. So 25 students in the class. Of which class? 1st standard. So then you will get this. You have this particular data available on your circular number 33. Okay, if you go to circular number, I'll stop it here and I'll go to the circular number 33. Okay. Okay, where is my circular? Okay, in circular number 33, if you see, wait. here, if you see the last, this is the art integrated activities. So you can see here something called as 4.1, 4.3, like this. If you see here, so as soon as you select the suggested activity, supposingly I have done sketching, you just have to click this number. If you click this number, it automatically says these many things were covered. So like this, you click the number in part 3, for which you should have your planner along with you. You have to sit with each class, sit and see which is that activity it belongs to, and then you have to see the number of participants. So you will have to go with 3. You have to sit with your planner, you have to sit with your circular and see to which serial number does it belong. So same way you will have to do for all your classes. Any doubts here? Okay, then comes the part number 4. Okay, part number 4 is nothing but your multiple assessment activities. So supposingly a teacher of class, say 1.
Hey, Tushi, galish ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ ತುಷಿ ಗಾಡಿ ಗಲೀಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ.
I request participants to kindly mute
ಬಾಳ್
yourself.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನ ಅಮ್ಮ ಬರೀ 399.
Miss Kavya, kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute. Miss Kavya.
Okay, now the part 4 is nothing but your multiple assessment activities and all other activities you do it in the class for teaching. So this you will introduce in the class.
ಅದಿಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು.
Can anybody mute them? Yeah. Okay, the part 4 says you have to add up your class. Supposingly I am taking a class 10th class. Okay, 10th, I am doing an activity of say about modeling, okay, clay modeling. Then the subject was biology. What was the topic? Life process. I add it up. So like this, these are all multiple assessment activities which you include in your teaching. This can be n number of times you add. Okay, in each class, I am sure each subject would have finished around 2 to at minimum of 3 to 4 activities. You can go on adding these activities as per your class. Okay. So next comes the part number 5. So like this, it will show, this is the way it will come for the part number. This is the slide of part 3. As I had said, 4 point, you have to just select the serial number and then it will come. This is for the part 3. So in the part 4, if you are doing multiple activity, you can see the activity. When I am doing an activity, part 4, if it is supposingly a clay modeling, you just have to select clay modeling, which was the topic. Mine was life process. So I write life process and I set a class 10.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Then I go to class 9. Class 9, I did say a drama or a role play. I go to theater and Nukkad and say some social studies subject. So like that, each class you go on filling this form of
Excuse me,
part
ma'am.
4.
Slide is not
Excuse
shared.
me, ma'am.
Gauri ma'am,
Slide,
sorry to
please.
interrupt.
Which previous slide is it?
Yes, ma'am. This is
Ma'am, we are
circular
seeing the
33
circular,
slide
ma'am.
Yeah,
displayed. Please display the part 4 slide, ma'am.
part 4.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is part 4. Okay, in the part 4, when you select activity, can you see here?
Sorry,
Select
Gauri ma'am.
activity.
Gauri ma'am, I think you need to change. Now we can only see the circular. We can't see the PPT.
Circular.
Can you go to the PPT? Thank you.
Okay, let me go. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am. Now we can.
Yes.
Okay. Now this part 4, if you go, when you select activity, okay, when you select activity, there is an arrow mark at the end. When you click the arrow mark, you can get this as your, not this, you can see this. You can see this box. As soon as you click that select activity, you can see this box. You have to select, supposedly I am doing, as I said, clay modeling. I select sculpture and clay modeling. Then it will ask which topic, which is life process, which subject, biology or science. You have to add up there. So same way you go on adding for nearly each class might have had each subject 3. So 3 or 4 minimum. You go on adding like that for nearly 6 subjects. Near 18 times might be. You'll have to do this exercise. Okay, the last slide is part 5, which is also collaborated with your Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat. Okay, this will ask you the transdisciplinary again. Okay, so where you can also have, and supposingly I am doing latitude and longitude. Okay, supposingly I am doing a social lesson, longitude and latitude. I can compare Karnataka to say Uttarakhand and tell which latitude and longitude does this belong and does that belong. So probably like that comparative study where you study social, you study maths, something like that. That type of projects, when you merge together, that is your part number 5. So here you will have multiple, one project. Okay, here you will have one project. Here you will have one project, but you will have multiple disciplinaries. For example, here if I am selected with, they're asking you maximum is 5 subjects, because 9th and 10th compulsory you have to add all 5 subjects. But remaining classes till 8th, you can go for 2 subjects, 3 subject transdisciplinary. For example, now I want to do agriculture, which is of say 6th standard chapter, and merge it with the say around maths. Okay, I ask about their put it in graph. Okay? I tell agricultural product of say wheat or rice or whatever it is, present that in the graph. So then I merge science and social studies, because bar graph that I would have studied in maths. Same way the agriculture is studied in social studies. So it is represented in bar graph. So that means maths and social studies are learned by the child here. So this type of merged projects are supposed to be uploaded here. So I have given one project of each class, which is included in a subject enrichment activity, where the child is, you need not be only documentation. It can be dance, like you can be, it can be dress, for example, Uttarakhand dress and your Carnatic dress style forms. So like that, I merge two projects together, like science and social. So that you have to tell what is the number of selected subjects in this. And then you tell what is the duration of the project you give, whether it is 2 months, or whether it is 15 days, whether it is 10 days, whether it's a week, or whether it's a 1 day. Then you tell what is the beginning date of that project and what is the ending date of the project. That's it. Okay, this is all you have to fill. And you will have to fill this for each class, at least minimum 1. So that at least you know that this transdisciplinary learning to art integration is happening to not only one class, from first standard to 9th and 10th you have to add up. But 9th and 10th it is compulsory to relate it to Ek Bharat and Shresht Bharat. Remaining it is like you can and you can, it's up to you. If you find that is there, and then you introduce it. So the choice is yours. But 9th and 10th I have merged it with the 2 states, so that I finished that subject enrichment activity also. Because other subject enrichment activity in 9th and 10th would be lab records and auditory, listenery skills and all those things. So this would be their project. So this is how I have uploaded my documentations. So anybody else have any other queries or any other, I will leave it up to Lalita ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Gauri Prabha ma'am, for the detailed presentation. Now it's over to open forum, wherein we'll answer the queries. Whoever you want to ask, you can name them and they will answer the query. Thank you. Dr. Alka, we can take queries if people have queries.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Some of them have written in the chat. So first of all, I would like to thank all 3. It was very crystal clear. I'm sure all are benefited with this. And I'm seeing few queries here. Let me take one by one. The first query says, which is the state paired with Karnataka? Okay, so I'm sure you got your answer. The state paired with Karnataka is Uttarakhand. And the other one is,
33.
okay.
Yeah.
So another question I'm seeing. Yeah.
Ma'am, I have one question. Actually,
Please go
I've
ahead.
made my students to do on this industry chapter is there, no? So with regard to the cotton textile industry, what is up to Uttarakhand and what is up to Karnataka? So I've asked them to find the details with regard to that, and even prepare. So all the skills I'm including in that, the mathematical skills, like how many industries you can find there. So like that. So is that okay? Will that solve the purpose for 8th standard?
Will be merging only Uttarakhand industries. It means social and say
Maths.
You are
Yeah.
going to, two. Well, which class is this?
This is for 8th, and even for 10th. Anyway, I've done with the political parties, but I'm not. I thought that even they
8th.
have manufacturing industries, right? So I thought maybe 8th is fine.
Yeah, 8th it is okay to merge less than 5, but see that 9th and 10th at least you merge it with at least minimum 5. All the 5 subjects should be.
All the 5 subjects in one project.
One project. That
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, probably you have to do like 2 subjects together, one project, 3 subjects together, one project, something like that. You might have to give 2 projects. So see, at this time, it is very difficult for a child to get the project. So better is merge the activities such that all the 5 subjects are covered up.
Yeah, I would like to answer this. When we are merging Karnataka and Uttarakhand for grade children, the political parties can be considered for the social studies. For mathematical thing, you can take the geographical area, the number of industries, the population, and that thing can be considered for mathematics. For the languages part, you can just ask them to write about their culture, write about their living habits, eating habits, all that. You can ask them to make a report on that, which will be the English activity. Or for the languages. And for, I think all the 5 are covered in the integrated part. This is what
you need to actually merge some sentences in such a way as it looks one, but we know it is 5. So the child, you can give a group of 5 students and tell each one to do a part of it. But then the teacher gets it in a bulk together from a group. We have done it like that. Should we understand that each class must have one art project and one translation? Yeah. No, art project together. What do you mean that multiple assessment activities? That depends on your chapters. You can include more than 2, 3, or you can teach all your chapter with your art integration. That is up to you. One transdisciplinary project must be there, which is mandatory. This is, I think, Asha. Somebody asked me. I have answered that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have one more. When is the last date to complete this Kala Setu?
At present, they have not told any name date as of now, but as soon it is better to make up your planning right now. It is already late, so have your proper planning, because this is not one day's job. It will take a lot of your time. Unless your basic is very strong on planning, you will not be able to enter anything here.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm sure that answers your question. I see one more in chat, ma'am. Ma'am, it's not accepting if it is the same code for 2 classes. What to do?
No, see, it depends. Like that is why I said when you're selecting, first of all, you're planning. You must know, that is why that circular was given in the art manual in the beginning. So you must be ready with that manual when you are going to search which activity are you going to give, which class. So that means there you have same activity for both. So it will not accept. So see that when you are giving some other activity, you can search some other activity, like that. For example, some other school activity will be there. School performances you can give. So something else you can search other than this there.
No, ma'am. If we select 2 activities for one class, like for example, for first grade, if I choose 2 activities with the same procedure, like coloring or sketching,
that it will not accept. That is why I said that. See, when you are selecting now, supposingly I am doing art modeling, you have to change your activity there. The code of activity in the part 3. The part 3 itself is very crucial. There, if you mess, that because they are all fixed things. So once if you select that code, then it will not accept for the second class.
No,
So
no,
now you
sorry,
see
Gauri, I want to tell you it will accept, because I will just share the screen what we have filled for our school. 1 minute. Yeah, I will just share. It will accept. See, this is which we have filled. I just removed the names. This is as per the activities what we have done. And for grade 3 and 4, it is the same thing. And for 5 and 6, it is the same thing. It has accepted whatever we have conducted.
I have not got this into, because I have got different classes. I have not given the same activity for same class.
Okay.
First standard to 10th standard, it's quite different. Because you will have, like, you know, you have visual art, performing art, and computer. So you have 3 choices. Why select the same thing? If clay modeling is there for first standard and second standard, I will take performing art for second standard. Like that, I have changed it like that.
Okay, the code can be same, but the activities are different. Just the code is same. So, yeah.
Good evening. I'm Sri Devi from Maitri Vidya Niketan. I just had a doubt about this. Do we plan on any assessments for all this, other than what you're calling your multiple assessments?
Yes,
is there any assessment that we need to plan on this? And on with this online thing going on, it's becoming a little difficult on how we are going to assess. All this planning is fine. We are through with it. But how are we going to get the children to show something or bring something and assess them? So if you could just, anybody can guide on that, that would be fine.
No, see, in our case, I can tell you my case, okay? We have selected the activities are actually activities of multiple assessment. They are graded 5 marks. It might be 5 multiple activities, which is averaged to 5. But these activities are evaluated for 5 marks at the end of their internal assessment, term-wise. Okay? And the last, transdisciplinary, it is a subject enrichment activity. Again, the child is fetching 5 marks for all 5 subjects. One project, 5 marks for all the 5 subjects. So that means nearly the child is scoring 25 marks for each 5 marks for subject. So that is one of the, that itself, you know, in the beginning itself, you have to have this only as your subject enrichment activity, which will take away your time. You know, you don't have to do this separately. This can be one of your assessment tool only.
No, that's what, you know, on this, again, just to add on to my question there, we have done this, our subject enrichment activities are going on, everything is happening. But how of assessing is our problem right now. I think all of us are facing it. You can't ask the children to bring something and show it to you, whatever it is. How much are we able to assess them looking at the screen? I really don't know. If others are found some solution, I would like that.
No, I have taken photos. I have told if any activities are given, they just take photos, PDFs, all those things mailed back to the school. The teacher collects it in the soft copies.
Okay.
Yeah, because
that could be one solution.
Yeah, we just need proofs. That's it.
Right. Thank you, Gauri.
Excuse me, madam. This is Jyoti K. Recently, we have done science exhibition today itself, science and maths exhibition. That we can take it for that maths and science
It is there, no, ma'am. It is there. Art exhibition itself is one of the criteria there in the activity.
That we can take it for our activity work.
Yeah, you can take. Yes, you can take that also. You can also take in the part 3. You can also take your school activities. I'm not telling you about this scenario, but yeah, next year probably when you plan, you can even take up your stage performances. Like supposingly, I'm taking a folk dance of say Mysore. I want to depict the story of Mysore, or I have like we had 3rd standard doing a story of a triangles. You know, different types of triangles. You can take stage performances also as your one of your subject enrichment activity for that class.
Okay. This can be done as a project work, ma'am. Science exhibition and math.
You can take it up.
We can take it for a group activity.
9th and 10th compulsory. It has to go to your transdisciplinary. So and it should merge with your Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, the part 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All these activities should be graded. Yes, it has to be graded. It goes to your multiple assessment and subject enrichment activities. And same thing is for 11th and 12th also. The evaluation goes same way. There also you have to give subject enrichment and multiple assessment activities.
Any other queries from the participants? We have covered all the queries posted in the chat.
Yeah, and one more is there, ma'am. Do we give the project work from first standard itself? Yes, we have to give the project from first standard itself. The project need not be a written project. Okay, project means it's not a big name. You can have simple work, simple activities or assignments done to the child. Okay, but the multi-transdisciplinary need not be 5 subjects. It can merge only 2 subjects. For example, I am taking up, say, area of say 2 places, and I am depicting a particular thing in the form of colors. So say map work, I can have a map work collage with the area. So something like that. You can only merge two subjects, at least minimum 2 or 3 subjects you merge, enough for first 8. But 5, 9, 10th onwards, kindly merge it to 5 subjects.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you please show us how did you uploaded from the things to the CBSE board from your school? Can we have a look at it? Like how you people...
At present, I have not kept it opened, ma'am. But what do you exactly want to know?
No, I wanted to know that if I choose one activity for all the subjects, like how you told me that clay modeling for all the subjects in one class. So how we have to...
Sailata, ma'am, you have done it in 2 classes.
For grade 1, if you select clay modeling, for clay modeling, I have selected EV maths for grade 1. And for clay modeling, for grade 2, I have selected EVS. I did not show it as the same subject.
You take
no, ma'am. Now entering the subject wise, like English, math, science, like that, we should upload the things, right? So
Yes.
how we are going to choose the code for that? Because clay modeling is the same code will be there for all the subjects. No, how it will accept that?
It is accepted over there. She has accepted because I have not done same activity for all the classes. I have got different activities. But ma'am has done it.
Yeah, you just give me 2 minutes time. I will share my screen. I will show you from page 2 what we have selected and down what it was there, because we have already completed. Just give me 1 minute time. Yeah, if you see the page 1, what Ms. Gauri has shown, it is the same thing. We have 3 teachers. I have just marked it. I have edited the PDF so that they will not have the numbers. We have 3 teachers. So I have shared the 3 numbers. I have saved 3 numbers, and then 1 minute. This is the first page. If we go to the second page, these are the timings what I have given to the children. This is same what Ms. Gauri has
not seen. Sailata, it's not seen. We can only see the PDF link.
Yeah, PDF only, ma'am. It is PDF. The timings are here. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you go to the page 3, yeah, enter serial number. Here I have selected the code and number of students for grade 1. I have 185, but absentees I have taken and I have put 175, and I have grade 1.
We can't
see the PDF open. PDF is not open.
PDF is open at your side, but please share the screen also. Yeah.
Okay.
Because share only a window. Please share the screen.
Acha, okay. Stop sharing. Sorry, really sorry.
Yeah, share the whole screen, then everything will be visible.
Okay. Share.
Yeah.
No, open it. First you open it, ma'am, and then share it.
Okay. Yeah, understood. 1 minute. I'll keep everything open. Yeah.
No, still not visible.
Yes, sir. One minute, sir. I'll open. Okay.
Yeah, now it is clear.
Yeah, this is this is the as per annexure 2 we are filling this code which we have selected, and the number of participants here under the number of students participated. I have entered 175, even though it is 185 for grade 1, removing the absentees, and I have selected the class. For grade 2, if you see for grade 2, clay modeling and one more activity was there in 2.1. So I have selected this. But when you see grade 3 and grade 4, both of them are same. I will show you what activities I have selected in the next slide. Yeah, here, if you see select class, I will go down so that it will be easy for you. This is how we get the report of after you upload. Class 1, the code is taken from the number what we have already selected. I have selected 4.1.1.1, that is clay modeling. But in that, if I go to the previous slide, if you see grade 2, I have selected 1.2.1. So here it is showing in this sculpturing I have taken. So that is the reason I have selected this code. If you see 3 and 4, 4.5.3.1 and grade 4 also 4.5.3.1. But here I have selected different thing, creating art reservoir using waste. In this EVS shelter, making homes of birds, and culinary art. Culinary art is also a part of that which I have selected. In the food we eat, we have changed the topic. If you see grade 5 painting, I have selected, even though I have shown in my presentation that there can be 5 topics which can be chosen, whatever best was done by the students, which I have the proof and all the pictures we have collected, that chapters I have entered here. Grade 5, if you see, there are 5 subjects which I have shown in my PPT. But here in the CBSE, I have entered maths, where symmetry, patterns and views. Grade 6 photography, the best experiments were done in science, where the children were have learned light, shadow and reflection effects of light. Even though they have done an English poem, they have collected the English pictures of different photographers, all that, I have entered science here. If you see sketching, grade 7, I have taken history. Even though sketching was there for math, science and different subjects, I have taken history, which was for my students. And the topic what I have entered was monuments made during the Mughal Empire, which is a part of CBSE textbook, where the architecture, dimensions and symmetry was a part of that. Actually, it is an integrated project where math, science, everything was a part of it. If you go to grade 8, brochure and flyer making, document making, we have taken science because we have done this in the month of July itself. Even well before this art integration has happened, we have done the biodiversity day, where the children have presented, they made a brochure, they made a flyer for the pollution, natural resources and all. So whatever we did, we have embedded it into the art integration. Whatever activities they do for the class, regular classroom teaching also, we give a small project to the children to do this. Even that can be taken. If you see math around us is pure slideshow and PPTs. We have asked the children to do mind mapping. They have done the mind mapping, they have drawn the mind mapping, and they have taken pictures and they put in their own slides and they have presented it for the science. And depicting the leaders in the assembly, here we have integrated, I have just put the social science here, but here they have depicted the other things. 1 minute. I think this is the last one, where if you, this is how it will show. Math subject name, 2 months, it took 2 months. This is the starting date, this is the ending date. This is how we have given.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. It was very useful.
Good evening, ma'am. Just wanted a clarification. So all the 5 subjects need not be entered, even if we make the children do it?
You can enter all the 5, but see, for lower grade, whatever is the best. That means the children were able to learn well based upon the thing you can enter. But for grade 10, you need to enter all, because there you can see after comma, there are other subjects also. I have just taken this only till that comma. It was a big thing where all the subjects were entered for grade 9 and 10.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, is it compulsory, all the subjects should be taken for the each class?
No, it is compulsory for 9th and 10th. For training classes till 8th, at least to see that you have merge of 2 subjects. Do at least for 2 subjects, 2 or 3 subjects, it is good.
Actually, if with the CBSE curriculum, it is easy to embed art in maths, science, and social for all the grades.
All the grades.
All the grades.
Okay.
Even English.
Even English languages, yeah.
Any documentation first will be language. So when you documentation, you have already in the transdisciplinary, like social studies project for documentation, has language in it also. So you can tell English and social.
Ma'am, for 9th and 10th, first of all is like Ek Bharat Swachh Bharat, that is separate project, and apart from that, for each and every subject, one project should be there.
No, it is that confusion is here. See, 1 to 8, they are not telling you to merge all the 5 subjects. So you can tell one project, say you have that transdisciplinary of English and social, or social and science, or something like that. One more project, you give anything else. They won't tell you to do for 1 to 8, there is not very strict. But 9th and 10th, you need to merge with the parent state.
Okay, no, paired state, I understood. That is mandatory to combine all the 5 subjects with Uttarakhand, or that Ek Bharat Swachh Bharat. Apart from that, one activity with each subject we need to do?
Yeah, each subject at least minimum 1 to 8, at least 1 or 2 subject you merge it with art integration and show it that you are having art integration work in your school. That's it.
Okay, no, for 9th and 10th.
All the 5 subjects we already have art integration.
Yeah, we have done, but only thing is it was a big confusion about how to upload it and selecting the codes and
everything also. I have uploaded nearly 16 to 17.
No, but my only question is for 9th and 10th. Now I understood Ek Bharat Swachh Bharat. Apart from that, whatever we have done, that we need to upload, or it's not mandatory?
No, that is in page number 4. In page number 5, you do I showed you part 4 is there. No, that is your other activities. But your part 5 is for Swachh Bharat.
Madam, there is one more question.
Okay.
From YouTube.
Okay.
It says few students don't take part in any activity. What to do with such students?
I know that Venkat sir, that question, Venkat sir is the best person to answer, sir.
No, sir, really, that is correct, because we are also experiencing that.
No, actually, that is why they tell, make it in a group project. Group project means out of that 5, at least 2, 3 would have given, and the other people get, Gumpalle Govinda.
Actually, if any child is not interested in any of the activities, you can ask the child, give options to the child to select which he wants. You can make it mandatory that these are the 5 options you have. You select which one you want. We are not making it mandatory that you need to do science, maths, or anything. Whatever you like or whatever you do, actually that thing works out well. We can give an option to the child and we can ask them to do in whatever way they want. First attempt might be 30% correct. Then, but slowly the kid will understand and they will be back on track after some time.
No, but ma'am, at this pandemic time, no, there are some at least 10% in each class, I believe, everybody knows, who have no response at all, who will not pick up your call looking at your number itself. So in that case, what will we do is a question. So that I think we will take it as average at the end of the day, because ultimately we are telling it, this particular upload is for a group of us. So particularly that depends on the subject teacher, how the child will come back and do it. So that depends purely on your principal and your group of teachers.
Good evening, ma'am. Coming back to the circular number 33, I just wanted a clarity on point, I think 4.1 or 4.2, where it says class 1 to 8 also to be, they have to do a project connected to Uttarakhand with the paired state. Is it mandatory?
Yes.
Or because I didn't see anyone showing me
No,
that
no. It is,
1 to
see,
8.
Shanti ma'am, that is part number 4. When you do part 4, you are not merging. But when you do part 5, you have to merge the subject enrichment to the 2 states. But it is not mandatory to merge all 5 subjects to 1
Not
to
all
8.
5. I'm talking. No. Let me take 2 subjects only. No problem.
Yeah,
but
2
is
subjects
it
you have to do.
But is it mandatory to do with Karnataka and Uttarakhand, even for class 1,
Yes,
class 2, class 3?
Yeah, class 1 to 8 also we have done the same thing.
Can I have the sample? Can you explain? Give a sample for class 1 child doing a
I
project
think,
paired with Karnataka and Uttarakhand, class 1.
I will show you the class 4. I think they have merged the Janapada Geetegal. So they have taken Hindi and Kannada. Okay, from there Hindi and from here Kannada, they talk about the Gramina songs. So they had to collect those songs from 2 different states. That was done for 4th standard. So that which you have to Google and get it. That is what they have done. So something like that. Here Kannada and Hindi is merged for me. So same way you can do agriculture and biodiversity. I think in 8th standard somebody has done like that. So biology and they have merged it with social studies. So you can do even resources, management of resources also you can do. But only 2 or 3 subjects are enough. Not all the 5 subjects you will merge, but for 9th and 10th you need to merge all the subjects. But you have to fill part 5 for all 1 to 10.
Ma'am, grade 2, I have shown you the sheet, right, where we have selected EVS in part 5. For grade EVS, in that types of shelters and types of roofing we have taken from Karnataka and the types of roofing of Uttarakhand. The differences between, and the children have waste material and they made the different types of shelters of that. It is a small activity of EVS. We have combined only EVS for that part 5.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
There is no need to combine all the 5 subjects.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
If it is a lesser class, if it is a small, I mean a class of say 1, 2 or 3, you can even give dress forms of Karnataka and just wear the dress, take a picture and that's it. That is what we want to know, that you know it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just to clarify that, I think the confusion there is whether you need to merge subjects or whether you can give individual projects for Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, 1 for each subject or 2 subjects or 3 subjects. I think that was the confusion that person had. So you can take.
You need to merge to.
In part 5, I'm not very sure whether you compulsorily need to merge. You can have 2 different projects for 2 different subjects.
No.
See, for example, Ek Bharat Shresth.
Yeah, you can have, but
you can have a different project for EVS. You can have a different project for EVS and a different project for, let us say, English or science or whatever it is, whatever their subjects are, languages. So you can have 2 different projects and give both over there if it is accepting both, or give any one best over there. There is no question of multidisciplinary where the primary classes are concerned. You can give. That is an option we have. You can give. But there is no compulsion. It needs to link up, the same project needs to have EVS and English or EVS and mathematics or anything. It's just an option that we have. Just I wanted to clarify that. From my side, that is how I have understood the circular.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. For primary classes, actually, for grade 1 to 4, I have just selected only 1 subject for the 5th part. But for grade 6 above, I have selected 2 subjects for 2 grades. And for 9 and 10, I have selected all the 5.
Exactly what we have been planning to do. So
Yes,
it's not compulsory. Yeah.
It is not compulsory,
Not
but
compulsory,
you need to
minimum 2 subjects we need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to integrate. That's all. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. I thought, let me just get myself clear about it.
Good evening, ma'am. I have a small doubt here. As Shailata ma'am said, we have taken 9 and 10 Uttarakhand and Karnataka. Here, we have divided the students into groups and they have taken according to their subject interest, they have chosen the topic. Is it mandatory for a child to do all the 5 subjects or?
No. you can have a group activity also. You can give a group activity. In ours also, what we have done is we have divided the group of children into 6. So each group is having a project which is a part of social, part of science, part of math, everything is there in that. So it depends. The teacher will tell this is your part, or you can even assign a leader who can deviate this into 5 different parts and give a part of it to each one. So that he end up doing only one project.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So thanks a lot, ma'am. I would now like to thank all our panelists, Lalita ma'am, Sailata ma'am, and Gauri Prabha ma'am. I think you have enlightened completely about what is art curriculum, what is art integrated curriculum, and how we can have the projects related to each subject, transdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, how to upload. I think it is crystal clear for all the participants now. So heartfelt thanks to all of you. And if participants still you have any query, kindly feel free to post it in the group. We can request our panelists to come again and clear our queries. Thanks a lot to all of you.
Good evening, Alka ma'am. Thank you so much. I would also want to thank everybody. But one last question. Sorry if I missed it during the discussion. Ma'am, when is this last date?
Deepa ma'am told that last date is not yet told.
Oh. Okay.
It's better to be prepared and keep ready everything. That is what is our Gauri madam has suggested.
Oh, great, ma'am. Great. Thank you so much. Sorry for missing out on that.
I myself took around 15 to 20 days only discussion. After having strong planning, we knew where is art integration, everything also. It took us 15-20 days to sit together and discuss and put dates. So that is why better to have proper plan to start the work, because at the moment you cannot do this.
Correct, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for all three of you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for Smart C as well.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Alka.
you so much.
Thank
you,
Dr. Alka. VSR, sir. Namaste.
Yeah, as I said before, there is nothing wrong and there is nothing right. All of us have been doing this art integration from the beginning since so many years. Now it is just categorized that you need to embed, because they told that you have to define. All of us got tensed and we don't know where to start and where to end. But
exactly.
Been doing this in so many years. You just need to categorize, you just need to plan, and you just collate and you enter in the website. That is the thing which has to happen. That's all. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, when we do this, take a breather and then do it in a calm way. Don't do anything else. Just focus on this. We should not have any interruptions. You need to have peace of mind when we enter. So we can do it slowly but calmly. There is a breathing time, but I think it is better to start the work from now. And towards the end, we don't have to hurry. That's all. But reading the circular 2-3 times, and as Sridevi ma'am rightly said, reading it and understanding, and then jotting it down and then going step by step might help. Now there is a live YouTube video is also available for, is it not, Dr. Alka? The video is also available, right?
Yes, ma'am, it is available. It's available.
Yeah,
yes.
And anytime, anything, whatever can be shared, we'll definitely do. It's all for sharing. Learning is all sharing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, aptly said. Aptly said. Aptly said, Lalita ma'am. Yeah, few of you are asking where to post the queries. Kindly post in the principals group through your principals, or you post in the comment of this YouTube live video at YouTube channel of Smart Cerebrum. Either way, you can post anywhere. When we get, we will get another opportunity with all our panelists. We'll conduct either one more session, or we can individually ask them their suggestions on this, answers on this, and we can post it back to the person who has asked. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer your queries. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Alka and VSR, sir.